Yo, 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 we live on location from a secret location here in Miami. We at the palatial estates of the Kid Dynamite, one Bam Adebayo. We got the All-Star, the Olympian gold medalist, big boy contract alert, big boy contract alert. We got the Miami Heat anchor, the new anchor of the Heat in the building, y'all. Check this out, man. We appreciate them having us in this beautiful establishment. Tap in, Knuckleheads.
First of all, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. We definitely appreciate you having us in your lovely home. Let's get this started. First question I ask everybody is, who's the first person that bust your ass when you got to the league?
It was L.A. It's big L.A. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Ooh, whole lot of jump shots.
Yeah, first person to really welcome me to the league for real. My rookie year, I think it was our second home game after preseason.
And he was at home?
Yeah, he was home.
Came up in your house?
But the Spurs, that's when he was on the Spurs, and they always had that rivalry or whatever. So coach come up to me and shoot around, big fella won't playing. I didn't know it. So at the end of shoot around, he was like, "Hey, you starting tonight." All right, whatever. You got LA. All right, bet. Fuck it, we in there. So Josh Richardson was my teammate at the time. He come up to me and said, "Man, don't go for no jump face. Just stay on the floor. He can't out quick you." First two, boom, boom, right. Straight in. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna let him get it. So up fake, foul. So next thing you know, by the third quarter, I look up, he got 32. Yeah, that was my
third or fourth quarter?
Third. He had 32 in the third, and then he ended with 40. So that was my little bust my ass.
When you in the locker room, how you feel when you in the locker room?
Nah, I felt bad as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
This shit real.
What did Jay Rich say to you after the fact, after he told you all of the good advice?
Man, listen.
No, he had some choice words.
Him and UD just looked at me and it's just, man, you just can't do nothing about that. It's just one of those things, you just can't do nothing about that.
He was on one.
This here young fella.
That's him.
It's gonna be days like this.
It's gonna be days like this. So, man, I just remember that dog, and it was just like, nah, I'm not getting my ass bust no more. That's it. That's first and last time.
Straight up. Born in Newark, New Jersey. Then you moved to North Carolina. How was that? Do you remember the move? I know you was young.
I
do. You remember the move process?
Yeah, it was. My mom had a life decision to make. While I was growing up, it was gangs, it was fighting, and that was every day.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't want me to be a part of that, so she moved us to the country, North Carolina. And
country boy.
You see how he said North Carolina? He sounded like a boy off the wood from North Carolina.
That's where I'm from, man. I claim that. Just like he claimed St. Louis and you claim the Rack.
Yeah.
I claim Chicago.
My bad. Chicago.
I don't call it Chirac.
My bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, so North Carolina, growing up in North Carolina, how was it when you got to high school and you started being a little name for yourself in high school?
It was cool for me because a lot of people around me ain't never get that type of exposure. Where I'm from, it's not a lot of dudes that's getting true exposure coming out of there. So for me, it was a good way to put the city on my back, and it just felt like it was just I was carrying that torch.
Felt like it was a responsibility.
Yeah, it felt like it started to become a responsibility, and it was just me hooping.
Yeah,
the fact that I could fill up a gym by just shooting a basketball in high school, it was one of the best feelings ever. I felt like I was on top of the world.
I'm a mama's boy, so I know you a mama's boy too. And, it was me and my mama for a long time. And did your mama play the sport or know anything about basketball?
Yeah, my mom actually hooped. That's why I was 13.
Okay.
She hooped in high school and she got injured and she never played again. Don't know why. She'll never tell me why, but she's never played again. She wore 13. So that's why I wear that number now. So
was your mama taking you everywhere? It was time to hoop? Anything?
She was always at work. So when I was in high school, my coaches used to, take me to practice, bring me home, pick me up for games. that's how it went. And, you know, it's because my mom was such a good person and well-respected. Ain't nobody had no problem doing anything for her.
So your mom was famous before you was famous.
Basically.
That's how it was.
Yeah,
I mean, like
basically.
everybody knew my mama
Everybody
name.
knew my mom before me.
Yeah, like that's Elta's son.
That's how it go.
And so I made a name for myself.
Was you already hooping before you left Newark, or did you start playing ball when you got to Charlotte? When did you get introduced to the game?
I ain't start hooping until 6th grade.
How did that start?
You know, I was across the street at one of my like cousins' house. So one of our old heads walked in and was like, "Yo, like you should start playing travel ball." At that time, I didn't even care about basketball for real.
Right.
Like it wasn't like
outside.
it was just one of those things. It was like, all right, we just do it in the middle of the street, like it ain't nothing to it. And he was like, "No, I want you to try this travel ball team." I got on the team and I started to like really love it. Like I started to like really buy into it, into the details, into the skill, into like the competition of it. And it just took off from there.
Was you always like the biggest kid? Or you sprouted up late?
Nah, I was always the biggest kid.
You was always the bigger than everybody.
Yeah. So, you know, we always get that term like, you know, you clumsy.
Yeah.
You bigger than
Trust me, I got big feet and I was big, so stick figure.
Let me ask you this, because I don't want to mess it up. Will you say your real full name for me? Because I know what it says, but I don't know what it says.
Oh.
So I don't want to mess that up.
Idris Adebayo.
Idris.
Yeah, Idris.
So did Bam come from like Bam Bam from the Flintstones, like breaking stuff and Bam Bam, like you?
Yeah.
So you was a big ass baby.
Yeah, I was a big ass kid. I got it because I flipped over a coffee table at like 1 year old. Nah, I'm not making this shit up. My mom.
When you say flipped it over,
like flip the motherfucker. And my mom just ever since then, that's been my name.
I'm trying to picture this. Were you upset or were you just having fun or just trying to see if you
She
could
told
do
me
it?
I was watching the Flintstones. So I was copying what he was doing.
Oh yeah, there you have
best
it.
cartoons.
So there you go.
See, I like that. That's old school, man.
30-10 in your junior year. Like 30-10 your junior year. A lot of folks start getting their 30s and 10s in their senior year because they done kind of went through the rankings and it's their time. But getting it your junior year and then going into your senior year.
You said 30 and 10?
Yeah.
It was 30 and 20, wasn't it?
It was 30-20.
See, you
Oh,
humble.
my
You
bad.
wasn't going to say nothing?
I was gonna let it ride.
30
man.
and
You
20.
going to just let a whole 10 rebounds ride, though?
Let it ride.
I ain't letting that ride for you. I love rebound. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, wait. Go ahead.
Well, 30 and 20. That's even crazy.
Ridiculous.
30 and 20 for your junior year. And coming off your junior year, what's the mindset you have, like coming off a junior year like that and you got one more year of high school
Shit.
to prove yourself?
I wanted to win a state title. That was my biggest thing. And we lost in the state title game. But that was my ultimate goal in high school. Like, first I wanted to bust motherfuckers' ass.
Yeah.
For sure. And then I wanted a chip. That's it.
What's the biggest growth spurt you had and what age was it?
Biggest growth spurt. Like in basketball and like me just going
Height.
in height.
Well, let me just say, how tall were you like in 8th grade?
I was probably like 6
something.
like 6'4", 6'5". It was just
Yeah, that's crazy.
You one of them always walking around there like, we gotta check his birth certificate.
Nah,
now.
for real. Every time.
Your class that you came out of your senior year with is like one of the best class out there. They got a lot of guys in the league now, the superstars, and a lot of big contract and money getting made.
You one of them.
You
I definitely say our classes, I give us top 3. Top 3 easy. That y'all can give us that.
Okay.
That ain't me to judge. I don't
know. That's like that's a little reach.
want
But
the
we gonna
internet
see.
coming-
Y'all
I don't
young.
know, man.
Y'all young. We gonna see at the end of all y'all's when it's all said and done. Because a lot of the other ones
see where everybody stack up.
kind of done, and they stack up real big. that 96, that LeBron them, that Jordan them, just those names out there. You in one of the best class ever. You see a lot of these guys come up in it. You was playing like travel ball. Like, who are some of the guys that you've seen that didn't make it to this level? The level that you see you and Tatum and Monk and everybody else made that you thought like, yeah, he's for sure gonna be.
Quay Parker.
I heard that name before.
Yeah.
He was big in high school,
Quay
huh?
Parker and Seven Woods.
Seven Woods. That boy had bounce.
Yeah.
I remember him on the ball. He had some of the sickest ball his life mixtape. That's when I started watching that stuff. Like, he used to be all over that
But
thing.
we was all on the same team in that year. It was me, it was Quay, it was Seven, and we had Dennis Smith Jr.
Hold up, dog. That's a whole lot of bounce on one team, boy. Good Lord.
I mean, y'all was winning a bunch of tournaments this summer? Was y'all number one AAU team?
Yeah. Come on now. Come on now.
They better be.
We used to beat, I think we beat a team by like 92 points one game. And that was when, when you get to the 40-point rule, you got to stay inside the arc.
Yeah.
So the whole time, we standing outside the arc. Every time they shoot it, miss, score.
That's like the old school women's UConn and Tennessee scores when Tennessee used to beat up on teams and UConn used to beat up on teams.
Being from a small town, like McDonald's games and stuff like that big, we watch them on TV and we see them and see all these guys from these big cities go to it for your town and you to be selected one of the top high school players in the world. Like, how was that for you when you got that note?
I mean, it was dope. Like you said, growing up, you see it. So, like, you see dudes getting the McDonald's games and you see dudes getting the Jordan Brand game. And to be a part of it from a small city, it just made a bigger chip. Because it felt like I was, like, at that point, like, all right, I'm supposed to be here. Like, I'm supposed to be around dudes like this that's, saying they're the best in our class and in the world and want to be the best. So I felt like I was supposed to be there, just coming from a small town and just getting that much recognition.
Would you say it was your junior year or some point before it where you started to feel like I'm the man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where you, like not like you was cocky, but just in your mind, like, you started to have your way with dudes. You started to see that, you was becoming a little bit better than everybody. Like, when did that point hit for you?
I would say it was my junior year. Well, I was like really in that mode of like, nah, I do this. Like,
right.
Like I do this. I'll say my junior year because at that point, it was a 40 ball, every other night.
Yeah. To go to a school like Kentucky and like everybody's saying the one and done, the people who came before you. It's a higher standard than most colleges. To choose to go there and know that, like, oh, I got to put out, but you have to play a role with so much talent that's on your squad. How was that for you to adjust to it?
It was easy to sacrifice when everybody's sacrificing. Like, it's not just 2 or 3 people that's like, all right, you got to sacrifice. Like, everybody had to sacrifice a part of their game so we could be successful. Like, a lot of dudes I went to college with, they was gunners. Like, Malik Monk in high school used to get it up. Yeah. Fox was the same way. And going into college and us having to, like, really sacrifice, like, all right, like, you get a touch, you get a touch, you get a touch. But Cal letting us do it in our own way. And it was cool from that standpoint, I will say.
When did y'all click, though? Because it seemed like by the end of the year, y'all kind of click. That year, I had y'all going deep because it seemed like y'all started playing really together real good.
I would say midway through SEC play, I think we lost to Tennessee at Tennessee. And after that, it was kind of like the snowball effect for us.
Yeah.
Because at that time, you're getting close to the March Madness. It's money time. Yeah. At that point, it's like, all right, we got to lock in. And that's one thing Cal really preached to us. Like, we not worried about this now. We worry about in March. Like, March is what we aiming for. And SEC play, I feel like after we lost to Tennessee was really when we started clicking.
Was it anywhere else you could have went to that could have got you? Was it a chance for you going to any other school? Or was it close, or was it just landslide?
I mean, every kid want to play home. Like if they really love their city and their town and their state, they gonna say they want to play home. I'm from the hoop state, so North Carolina has so much history in basketball.
Right.
I would say the next closest place was NC State, and then at that point, I was still going there with a phenomenal guard in Dennis Smith.
Right.
How was it for you draft night? You know, getting drafted, and having your mom, and this is a dream come true. We all watch the draft every year. How was it for you? How was your draft experience?
My draft experience was I didn't know how to feel. Like it went from my agent calling me, say, man, you might be in the green room, you might not. Like I'm not sure this and the third, to like, all right, you in the green room. But he was like, man, you can be drafted anywhere from 8 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
So in the green room the whole time.
He was like me.
So in the green room the whole time, like I'm sitting there with my family. So after it get to like 10, now I'm starting to like really like sweat. Like,
because you weren't worried. I wasn't projected in the top 7.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going top 5, so like
when
I'm cool.
Maybe
y'all went in the top 5?
Yeah,
when y'all went in the top 5.
Man. So like obviously everybody, I wanted to play in my hometown. So my favorite city, like I really wanted to perform for was Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be in Charlotte because I'm from North Carolina. And I was
Michael
like,
Jordan running things over there.
And I was like, man, I get that like be from where I'm from and like really like try to make an impact. It was like, man, it's next level. But getting down to it, my agent was to the right of me, my mom's on my left, and my phone was right here. So like, the ticker going for the 14th pick is Miami. So I'm sitting there, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going. I was like, man, it'd be cool to go to Miami, like, nice weather, like T-Wade and them. Like, I'm thinking about the whole AAA, like the history behind it, the big three and shit. And my agent looked at me and he flipped my phone. So I was like, oh man, I'm finna get drafted. So like Adam Silver comes out, with the 14th pick, Miami selects Bam Adebayo. And it was just like one of those things where it was like, damn, like my hard work paid off.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's like I still got work to do to stay in this motherfucker. Like this ain't just to get here.
Right.
You wanted to go to Charlotte, but to see Malik Monk get drafted by the Hornets, how was that?
I wasn't mad because it was my homie.
Yeah, it's the homie.
It's my homie, and like I'm always gonna be happy for like my dogs that really like that go through what we go through, like the struggle and really make it. So like it was cool with me.
Yeah.
Now, did I want to go to Charlotte? Yeah, I did.
It definitely been dope to go with your homeboy.
Yeah, but that was my homeboy, and I was like, nah, bro, I solidly respect that because at the end of the day, they're my homeboys. Like, I want my homeboys to eat like I'm gonna eat.
Straight up. Pat Riley is like the boss of all bosses to me. Every time I see him, it's like history in the room. Slick back hair, loafers on. He like the boss of all bosses.
He got the one suit. Got the shits folded up.
Yeah, like I always loved Pat Riley. When you first met Pat Riley and knowing his history and knowing who he is, like how was that for you?
Man, the first time I met Pat,
was you nervous?
Was you scared?
I wasn't really nervous, but you hear like the history around it. Like you hear
all bosses.
Like you hear like they want to call them horror stories and like the culture, like him trying to fight Shaq and crazy shit like that. Like him going at it with Gary Payton in the locker room. So you hear all that, and the first time I met him was my pre-draft workout. So it was like, yeah, Pat, I want to meet you before you work out. So I go up there and it's on some Godfather shit. So I walk in the office.
All glass office.
All glass. All lights off.
Open door policy.
All glass. All the lights off except for the one over his desk. One chair.
Set the mood for you.
Man. Oh, come in. So we get to talking, and whole time I'm looking around like I'm playing it cool, but I'm like, yo, like he really be on this like Godfather stuff. Like he really sit dudes down, like all lights off, one right over the desk, and like just want to have a normal conversation. I'll be like, yo, you don't want to flick on like it's Miami, like we in 93-degree weather. Like you don't want to have no lights on,
sunshine there and
nothing, man. It's pitch black in there. Like everybody making it seem like it was just this big like greeting.
Yeah.
Nah, man. It was, what's up, how you doing? Like, you know, we like the way you played this, then the third. It was like, we look forward to watching you work out. And that was it. That was it.
Now you've been in the league, how many years? 5 years, right? So you've got peers, you got guys in different places. You've had guys come to Miami that's been in the league before. What have you learned about the difference that you got blessed to be drafted into?
We got a standard, and we ain't with none of that bullshit. We ain't with none of that bullshit. I will say, like you gonna show up on time, like you gonna do what you need to do, and like we not with no like that complaining and
1 through 15.
1 through 15. Like, nah, you ain't played in 3 games. You gonna condition.
Yeah,
like, you gonna get in shape. They want you to have
you gonna be ready to go at all.
You gonna be ready to go at all times.
All 15.
Talk about, this is one of the things that, like, I only got 1 year here, but it literally changed the way I lived. Like, I played the rest of my career. And it's like we, D. Wright, J.O., different people, we laugh and joke about it all the time. Talk about how that weight and body fat impacts your weekly, day-to-day life. Like, going out to dinner, going out to a club,
you will
partying,
make
whatever.
business decisions.
You
will make business decisions off that weight and body fat.
Like,
Like, it's been a couple times, like, you know, you be in the hotel night before a game, and like, you like, man, I want this ice cream. But it'd be like, nah, we got weight and body fat, like, and it's more so like, it's a mind game with weight and body fat. Like, that's what they do to you. Like, it's a mind game. Like, it's like, the ice cream really not gonna hurt you for real. Like, if you play 28 minutes again, the ice cream really not gonna hurt you. But it's the fact
it depends. It might not hurt you.
Don't speak for everybody.
You're right. My bad. Well, the ice cream wasn't gonna hurt me. But it was still a couple days where I'd be like, man, I'm not eating that. Like, I got weight and body fat. And it's like frowned upon.
For real, bro.
Like, it's frowned upon in like the culture of like, your weight and body fat ain't where it's supposed to be. Like, cause we make it a competition. Like, don't nobody want to be at the bottom.
Bro, I can literally remember, this is a true story. That year I played here, All-Star break comes. You know, everybody back then used to go to the Bahamas all the time. Me, D. Wright, J.O., we all go to the Bahamas. We kicking it. We literally out in the club, doing it, then we eating the stuff. We like, all right, now, okay. we literally having them conversations. So, you know, J.O., the big dog, he had the private jet, Privito, you know, J.O., big dog. We fly back with him, right? Literally, no lie. We touch down, girls go home, we go straight to the gym. We riding the bikes and hitting the hot sauna. We trying to make sure that when we show up tomorrow, and this is the type of thing that, like, I never had this in my life. When I came here, I had a scale in my bathroom. Every single morning I woke up. It wasn't gonna be no surprise for me when I get to the gym. Like, when they traded for me, bro, no lie, you know what I told you, the first thing I did, they showed, look, I come to the gym. They picked me up from the airport. Come to the arena. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. I thought I was gonna go to the hotel, whatever, get situated. Nah, straight to the arena. Come to the arena, come in the locker room, Bill. It's a great day to live. Shout out to Bill. It's a great day to live.
It's a great day to live.
He waiting on him. He's standing there. I don't even know who he is yet. Bill's friend. He's like, all right, take off all your clothes. We gotta get on the scale. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I just got here. He like, yeah, strip down to your boxes, get on the scale. Pat wants to put weight and body fat before you even go up there to meet him.
Before you even touch the court.
Bruh, they don't play about it. Get up there, he got all that. He got a little sticky on his hand. He got he like, yeah, so this is that. He's like, yeah, we don't do that.
It teaches you accountability. That's the biggest thing like you learn here if you get to be in it. Like it teaches you accountability about yourself, about your health. Cause once you get to the point where like your body fat is where it is, like you feel like the best you felt.
Straight up.
So it's like it's one of those things where like, all right, you gonna hate that shit in the beginning. Cause
you gotta get in shape.
You gotta get in shape. You gotta run. You gotta lift, and it ain't no ducking it. Like
it's no ducking.
They gonna text you every day. Weighing body fat this. You know, you get off the court, you think you done, and Bill pull you aside like, nah, we got some conditioning to do on a treadmill. And you looking at like, man, y'all running me in the ground. And you know, a lot of dudes come here and a lot of dudes don't crumble. My 5 years, I've seen a lot of dudes quit.
You ain't built for it, I'm telling you.
If you ain't built for it, you can't be here. And it'll one thing about it, I will say that weight and body fat will humble a lot of dudes, man.
He is not lying.
Like, it will humble a lot of dudes, dog. Like once you see the sheet and like your name at the bottom, and you looking at that sheet, you're like, damn, like, nah, man, I can't have that. Like, we talking about being most professional, like being in shape, this, that, and the third, and walking around like carrying ourselves how we carry ourselves. So like that weight and body fat, it holds you to a standard and accountability. And honestly, a lot of dudes take that with them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
They be better.
Yeah.
Just talk about like for the kids, like playing the right way. I feel like you sacrifice, you be the man and you have so much success, and then you play on these teams and playing the right way. It's hard to play the right way when you feel like you can do so much more, but you played the right way, and now you're in a position where you're getting all this success by playing the right way. How was that for you to, no matter what the situation was from Kentucky, you first getting in the league, or you might feeling somebody that's in front of you that you're better than, you still stuck it out by playing the right way and not being selfish for your teammates or just for yourself?
Bigger picture. That's how I had to think. I had to think bigger picture. So it was a lot of times, you know, I was in the game and I'd be like, man, like
I can do more.
Yeah, I could do so much more. Like I'm looking at Spo. I used to be mad as hell in my rookie year.
La Spostra Nostra.
Yeah, like I used to be like, dog, just let me go. Like let me hoop. But it was one of those things, like I had to look at it from like his standpoint. Kid, I don't really know you like that. I don't really trust you like that for you to be out here like really like moving and grooving and like just doing whatever you feel. So when me and Spo was like really growing pains, and now we to the point he let me go. So he don't really say nothing to me no more at this point.
That was what I loved. I think that's why we hit it off the way we did. I think once Spo figures you out and he knows that you're about winning and about the team, as long as he know, cause like you know me, I'm a hothead. I always got something to say. So me and him would like often like he'll go, I'll go, and then as long as he knew that whatever I was doing was about the team, he didn't give a damn. He didn't hold no personal grudge or make it like some deal. And like I think he saw that in me. That's why we got a great relationship to this day. I talk to Spo, text him all the time, and you know we got a solid relationship. But I think he saw that, and that's what I always respected about him. That he was never scared to like get back with the shit with you, and then like to be able to do that and still not make it personal and that shit over with when it's over with. Like it's a lot of coaches that still be like, man, when you get through with that, he looking at you sideways or got a problem. Like Spo didn't give a damn, especially if it was just about what it was about. Like he was good about that and he shot straight. I always respect that about him.
I will say he let dudes be theyself.
Yep.
Like if it's about at the end of the day, if you blow up in the locker room, like you want to throw some shit, all right, cool. As long as we win at the end of the day. like he cool with like dudes like, nah, coach, we ain't running that. We ain't running that. Like, let's keep doing this. Like, if we on the run, and like a dude be like, yo, he be like, check in. Dude be like, nah, coach, they on the run, let him go.
Let him go.
Like he listened to us, but like if it ain't about winning, he ain't hearing none of that.
None of that.
You like if he start thinking like it's about buckets and you waiting for the team,
personal stuff.
It ain't. Then he gotta have a conversation.
You consider the small center height wise. us. Like a lot of the other centers are a little bit, got a little inch. Us as big dudes, we see a little inch smaller than us. We feel like we bigger. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very competitive to see these big guys, to be your position and to move how you move. You're not the typical big man that everywhere else in the league. How is that to compete at the center position, make your mark in the league, to make these all-star games and, have to go against the Embiids and all the best big mans in the league?
I had to use a different approach. Like I'm not going down there and
in wrestling.
like with dudes
but
that
you gotta let them know you here.
Oh
And
yeah,
you've
I'm
been
always
doing
do that.
Yeah.
Like my first thing is like, you a post president. I'm not trying to let you catch the ball. You know how the Heat culture is. We ready to post.
Defender, yeah.
Like I'm not letting you catch it. So at that point, you catch it at 3-point line. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good at that point.
The more I push you out,
Yeah, the more I push you out, you good. Like you can't. And then I always took pride in that. Like I always took pride in getting stops. That was excitement for me, and it still is. Like getting a stop, getting the we call them kills, and in the locker room, like getting a kill, getting a stop in like pivotal moments. And it's one of those things. Like I just took so much pride in because that's what got me on the court.
Yeah.
Like, and then gates open from there.
How was it the first time you made the playoffs? Like how it changed from the regular season to the playoffs, and you see the atmosphere, you see the fans.
My rookie year, we went to the playoffs. I think it was like 6 in the East at the time, and it was like every day we went to practice. Like it was like it got to the point where like I knew all they plays.
Yeah,
exactly. I knew every action. I knew everything, and
every
it was like
curl, every wrinkle.
It was to nausea, like. Because, we want to...
That's the preparation of the Heat, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to make sure you know every play. And it went from scouting to knowing everybody's tendencies, like. And that was the biggest difference, like, in the regular season, it's game by game. So, like, they give you, like, little hints because we're going to play them again. But, like, when they get in the playoffs...
Big-ass book.
They give you the book.
Big-ass book, boy.
Big-ass book. You got everybody tendencies. You got they averages against us, against people, like other people, other teams, and it's like it's one of those things where you just if you want to know some shit, you just flip that. You go in there, it's like reading a story. Man, we averaged this, that, and the third, and this year with this and that. Like I'm talking about to the T.
To the T.
Let's talk about the GOAT. One of the GOATs of Miami. UD, I got a shirt on, ripping my man.
Heart and soul, that's Mr. Miami.
Yeah, that's Mr. Miami.
How has UD been for you to be there, a long-time Heat player, know the ropes, and how has he been helping you out, like, so far in your career, having them there?
I mean, he became he's like my brother now. So, like, we go out to dinner, we go out to eat, we kick it, talk basketball. But he done helped me so much in my career just off of advice.
Yeah.
Just soul advice. And, going into games, hey, be like, this, that, and third, this, that, and third. And I try to apply it the best way I can in the game. And he's just one of those dudes just put me on game, like, since I've been in the league. And that's on and off the court.
Yeah,
like,
he one of the good ones.
Yeah, he one of those dudes who genuinely want to see you win.
Yeah, tell them to stop throwing him lobs when they finally put him in the game. Like, you ain't catching no more lobs out there, man. They down there try to hurt my man the other night. I throw my man a lob like that, man.
Hey.
No, what I want you to speak on the importance of guys like UD. For you to get here, one and done kid out of college, and you got somebody waiting for you here that can help you with the stuff that he was able to help you for. How impactful was that for you when you got here? And even now, he's still doing it.
It still is, because when I first got here, he was teaching me the game of like just trying to like how to move in the city. Like
important
as a 19-year-old. Coming from North Carolina, and you get drafted by the Miami Heat. First thing you hit is Miami. Like I ain't never been there. I ain't never been there. So he pulled me aside day one. Hey, young fella, you ever need something, like this? My city. Like I know the ins and outs. I can teach you how to move this, that, and the third. And then from there, I just was like, you know, he willing to help me. So that's how we kind of developed our bond. And it was just impactful because now that I look at it, like I know how to move in the city. Like I take care of myself here. Yeah, like I take care of myself and I take care of the people that, you know, need help. So like I was big in the community work. So like he taught me like, hey man, go to Liberty City, this, that, and the third, give back. I met Luka Campbell and just being around those dudes and hearing like their stories and like how they and like how they help the community. I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Did you know Jimmy before he played y'all?
I didn't actually.
So what was your first encounter with Jimmy?
First encounter. What was my first encounter? I think my rookie year we played Minnesota. Nah, he ain't gonna admit to it, but you know, I got that stop. Got that stop. But when he first got to Miami, you know, you hear everything in the media.
Yeah.
Like you hear, oh, he a cancer, this, that, and the third. Like he, you know, he verbally abuses his teammates. Like, like you hearing all this, and it's like
that ain't him.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna judge a dude off of social media. First of all, like I'm gonna meet you and like, all right, then I, you know, I get a feel you out from there. But when he first got here, one of the coolest dudes I've met, like in the NBA, like, you know, walking in, what up, man? I'm Jimmy, this, that, and the third. Like,
can't sing, but you know,
nah, I'm not gonna go there. But he one of those people. He comfortable in his skin. Like he listen to what he would listen to, and like he go about his way the way he go about it. But at the end of the day, a lot of people, I guess, get rubbed the wrong way with Jimmy because he say what's on his mind.
That's why I love him.
He's a straight shooter.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter.
Like it or not, this is where I am.
And at the end of the day, it's all for winning. Like he one of those guys. Like he say what's on his mind, but like in his mind though, he's like, nah, I want to win. Like
it's all out of love.
Yeah, so it's all out of love.
Yeah. Would you rather hit the game winner or get a block at the end of the game?
I did both.
I know. So which one feel the best? Like to get that
Right,
block?
ladies and gentlemen, I did both. So
did both.
From experience, which one?
Not
hypothetical here, ladies and gentlemen. He's done both.
You one of the few people we can ask. You one of the few people we can ask this question. So
I would say, situational wise, the block was better than me. Yeah, it was more rare than me because first it was my homeboy.
I was about to say,
it was my homeboy.
I hated it had to be. I was like, yo, when it happened, proceed.
That's my homeboy. But on the other thing, it was like nobody expected it to happen like that. Like everybody thought he was going to dunk it, and having that moment, and it was in the playoffs. So obviously that was the difference in it. But I'd say the block for sure.
Did you find out in the bubble, like it clicked to you, like, yeah, I'm one of them in this league? Is that the year or was the year before? Or was it the bubble year that what y'all did and what y'all was able to accomplish? And it made you focus more because, you know, what was going around, nothing but y'all and your teammate.
I would say, yeah, the bubble year was really like, I was like, nah, like I do this. Like I got I was in there and I was like, nah, like I'm putting up numbers. Like, cause that was my whole goal in the bubble. Like, nah, you gotta put up numbers. Y'all got a shot. Cause I think it was fourth or fifth in the East at the time. And I was like, nah, we got a shot. So being in the bubble, I was playing well. And after the bubble, thinking about it, I was like, nah, like I'm one of them. Like I'm on the scouting report. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I was like, I'm a big circle on the scouting report for people.
Talk to me about the mentality that you guys had going into the bubble and why you feel like it kind of worked to your advantage.
We felt like a lot of dudes were like mentally tough for the bubble. And you know, in Miami, we preach, you know, most professional, like hardest working, clean cut. Like we preach like that standard.
Right.
And the bubble felt like we felt like we was conditioned for that.
Yeah.
You know how it is in the culture. Like you get it out the mud. So
That's
like
what we do.
that's how we felt about it. It was like, man, we just getting it out the mud. And I felt like a lot of dudes, you know, get used to having their routines at home. Like when we switched to the bubble, there was no going home for a couple months if you wanted to be there. And that was our mindset, and that brought our team closer together.
Yeah, I heard y'all had like one of the smallest travel parties as far as like y'all, you know, everybody was bringing when it got to the point where family and different people could come in, like y'all still had the smallest contingency, like y'all really, you know, bunkered down. It was like, this is a business trip, this whole thing. We gotta sacrifice this if we want to get that. And that was what, you know, I feel like that was one of the biggest differences with y'all team. The whole, you could see the mentality. And then, you know, I was close to a lot of different people that were in there and just talking to different people. They said that about you guys. And then when I talked to some people in there, I could tell that was the difference. This is one of the things I love about the Heat organization, and I've said this before. I feel like they do a great job of having that one anchor of stability, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, I call it like on the court and off the court, because if you look at it, I feel like it started with Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Zoe has always been that one face. You know what I'm saying? You walk in the weight room, you see,
you
big
see
fella.
it.
This
You see it.
this is the Zoe zone. You see them
And that
however
handshake
many
is
inch pipe
serious.
on. Nah, I can't. I no. Listen,
A hug zone.
I-
A hug zone.
yeah,
A hug
I'm
zone.
not the big dog no more. You're not about to break my knuckles right here. You squeeze too hard. You got it. But I love how how they've always had that. They've had that symbol of connectivity. I feel like it was Zoe. Zoe passed that torch and brought up UD, obviously, and now you got UD bringing up the next generation, which I feel is you. How do you feel to be like, so to speak, the next one in line to kind of carry that torch to, like, you know, to show that stability, like the hard working, like, you know, the whole blue collar mentality, and like you show that you the symbol.
UD always said, you know, you got to have enough heart out here for everybody. 13. And he said at some of the most random times.
UD-ism.
Bro, he said at the most random times, like, you gotta have enough heart out here for everybody, OG. And I always used to think, I'm like, yo, why you keep saying this? But it was more so like just getting my mind wrapped around, like, nah, like you gotta be the heart and soul of this team.
Straight
like,
up.
You gotta carry this weight and this standard.
Yeah.
And you know, you know how OG break it down. You know, listen, man, I'm telling you right here, man. Like,
Put them long ass fingers in your
He start doing that. That's how you know he really into the conversation, though. He start doing this, like conversation
It's real.
switch to like some like it's real. But yeah, that was the most part about it. Him doing that, and it was constant like, you gotta be the heart and soul of the team. You gotta be the heart and soul of the team. And I was always wondering, like, yo, what do you mean? Like, heart and soul, like, bro, I'm out here, like, I'm doing my thing. Like, I'm
Right.
getting. But it didn't click until, like, my third, fourth, and, like, now this year, like, nah, like, you
Set
gotta
the
understand
tone.
the ins and outs. So,
Mhm.
like, the whole team, like, you gotta understand the dynamic. You gotta make shit work. And when it's not, you gotta be one of the reasons why the switch cut back on and you start to get back on track. So it was just like he was just prepping me for that moment.
I just hope all the other general managers, all the little internet people that's got stuff to say are really listening and understanding the value, the UD, and how invaluable he is and what his presence does. Because I know that's our partner. We know on a different level, but you hearing it firsthand from somebody who's an all-star, who's a gold medalist, Olympian, a max player, who's benefited directly from UD. So when y'all asking why and what, this is one of the reasons why and what.
Straight up.
You know what I'm
Real
saying?
rap.
Hold on, excuse me. This is not for you. Let's talk defender talk. You know what I'm saying? Real defender talk. You know, real defenders. Like I know,
he played with the Heat, and I played there. And his coach was my old coach.
You ain't a real defender though.
His other coaches was my teammates. He can ask.
Yeah, because like they got
was my teammate.
They got a system to help you for defense in Miami. Defense talk. You know, like when you average all these points, you hitting 40s in high school. You average all these points, you hitting 40 in high school. And then you get with Calipari, and it's like you gotta adjust to it. But you adjust where people loving the way you play defense, loving the way you finish, and they took away how much good you can play on offense. So you get in the league, and you get a couple of years in, and now you at the point where they looking for you to play offense and looking for you to do your thing. How was that transition for you? From defense to be like, man, I can really get a few buckets outside of these dunks if y'all go to me.
I think it came from, Spo not micromanaging my shots. We had that conversation. I feel like it was the end of my second year going into my third year. Was where it really started to like click, and he was like, all right, I can trust this kid. Because it'd be sometimes I'll check in the middle of the third, and I'll play the whole fourth.
Yeah.
Like close games, it didn't matter. I was in the whole fourth. So like he started to trust me because he knew one thing I was gonna always do. Like I'm always gonna play hard. Like, that's a switch. Like that's always gonna happen. And the defensive side, I always think like my defense is better than anybody's offense. That's how I always thought.
Yeah.
And so when it came to getting buckets, it was like, all right, like, I'll do something good on defense, and I'll try some shit.
I got a free pass.
I get a free pass. So like, So like, it was one of those things where I was growing, but every once in a while, I'd be like, man, let me try this first quarter. Let me see how this go. And I try it, I make it, I look at him. He don't give me no facial expression. At that point, it just kept building from there.
Yeah, I love when a defender, you be labeled as a defender, and then you get transitioned to the offense where an organization, a coach kind of believe, and you get that package. Now you go into that sideline, and they finna run this play for you. And like, them timeouts, a lot of them plays, you coming out running it for you instead of running it for somebody else. You see the transition from D Wade or somebody who's the man they was getting all the plays to now they giving you all the plays.
Having D Wade on the team made it easier because I was in the second unit with D Wade, and he used to tell me, young fella, just roll.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you open, just roll. And we built a great connection. So my next year coming in, he was like, man, you're going to average like 14, 8. And I was like, nah, Trey. Like, nah. I'm 16, 10, and 5. Like,
straight up.
I'm going to be an all-star off that. And he was like, we'll see. So that whole third year, 16, 10, and 5. And I got to be an all-star. Me and D-Wade talk about it now.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where I was like,
we was at the All-Star game, your first All-Star game. You seen me on the court with my braids.
Yeah,
you know
braids.
What I'm saying? Had my braids out that day. But
man, I don't even know what just happened. This whole last question, ever since you tried me about the defense, I missed everything because
you ain't a defender. That's it. Everybody know it. Ain't no
listen,
secret.
We gonna settle this. I bet you we gonna see who got the most charges and steals and all that. Only thing you got me on is blocks. That's it. That's it.
How many charges? You got way more blocks than you get.
What you talking about? Time out.
I got charges.
Hold on. This ain't about you right now because you ain't play over here in the Heat, so you don't even really understand real defense and what it really means right now. Let me learn them something. You feel me? Let's talk this real defender talk over here. Time out. This is a little standard around here. They know what they do around here when they talk about this. Are charges important?
Yeah.
Your charges is important. I'll tell you that.
But you don't do them. You don't take them.
That's because I get them on the glass.
No,
I'm a windshield wiper.
No. I'm getting a turnover and I'm getting a foul on that play at the same time.
If you hurry up and get your feet outside the circle, but I don't even got to do all that when I meet you.
You ain't got to hurry up and do nothing if you playing good defense, right?
Hey,
I'm
he
meet him
up
said what I said.
He meet him up top way more than he meet him down low.
Listen,
like, yeah, you take a charge here and there because you just in position.
I ain't got no.
As an athletic guy like me and himself, you get him on the glass. Now, you short little guys that's twos that shoot threes, y'all don't really be down there with the big folks. But it's all right, that's another story.
First of all, you trying to offend me. I'm not going to get highly offended like you trying to do because it's ridiculous the things you saying. It's not true.
I had a question, though. You interrupt my question because you're not a defender.
I didn't even get to my part. You did your whole defender talk. I didn't get to try and do my heat thing. You tried to cut me off because you saw the point I was going to make. But go ahead. This is the immaturity I deal with on a daily basis. Daily basis.
All-Star game, since you missed the All-Star game. So being there with, we all dream of making the All-Star game. Now you pick with the best of the best.
Big boy gang. This ain't the rookie gang no more.
Now the guys that you was just looking a couple of years ago, looking at going to the All-Star game, coming up, seeing it, having posters on your wall. Now you part of this whole festivity in Chicago.
It
was crazy.
Hades
crazy down there. I loved it down there. That was one of the best All-Star games. How was that for you? And your mom.
My mom. The fact that my mom do get to be there was all the time great. But it was a lot of first time All-Stars in that All-Star game. So like even looking at it, a couple of my homeboys was All-Stars. Yeah. So like JT. I had Donovan and my teammate Jimmy. So like it was like dudes was like I knew a couple of them. And when you first get to the All-Star game, it's like, damn, like, no, I'm really in the All-Star game.
Right.
Like, it took me like a couple, like, lacing up my sneakers and like really like touching the flow.
How was it when you walked in that locker room though and you see, I know how it be set up, all of them going around, y'all got the bags and everything, and you see Adebayo sitting there at 13, and it's like, what is that feeling like?
It was like I don't know how to describe that moment. I'm
like
gonna be real. Man, it was crazy. Because when you look on the TV and like they say you're an all-star, it's like, all right, like, damn, like I like the way this feels. Like these all-stars need to keep coming around every year. And that's how I think about it. Like, I want to be an all-star every year. Like I want to get that feeling every year of open up them doors and I see my locker and then it's all joking about like our teams and what's going on. And then you get to go out there and have fun.
The great ones take steps. You get drafted, then you make your all-star team, and then you get the opportunity and you get an invite to play in a USA team. And not only you playing a USA team, this is the best of the best. Now you got Durant and you playing with these guys and you started every single game from the ups and the downs.
This ain't high school. This ain't under 17s no more. This the dream team status. This the big boy.
How was that to, play with the USA team and, be on the court with like the Durants and the Lillards and Draymond and being one of them guys that, man, you coming in, you starting. You ain't one of the guys that come off the bench. You starting every game and y'all winning it.
Yeah.
You're bringing it home. How was that for you?
It was a dope moment because I had got cut the year before. Yeah, the year before I got cut. So in my mind, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So
rightfully so.
So that's when I had the my all-star year, and everybody think it was just surrounded that I got cut. That's why it was just like, now whoever was on the team was getting these handouts. That's what it was. Like whoever was on the team, I was taking names, I was crossing the list.
Yeah.
Like, all right, wiping that, check that box. And so of course, like when we played the Spurs, it was always personal because at that time, Coach GP was he was the coach for the FIBA team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always smoke there.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like he cut you.
Yeah, I felt like he cut me. So fast forward to being in the Olympics, it was just looking around like, no, like I'm here. Like, so it's moments where you just look at a lot of things, you looking around, damn, KD, dang. Start looking around and you start listening to names and like really thinking about the accolades and like who you in the room with. So being able to be a part of that, it just put a chip on my shoulder. Like now you here, like you got to hold that standard. Like we can't walk out with no bronze.
How was it like the starting off the little adversity y'all had when, you know how we're in a world today that the slightest touch of anything that they feel wrong, they gonna talk about it like it's the biggest thing, and just because y'all lost a few preseason games, they
the exhibition games they was on.
They was on us. But the thing how we thought about it, we was like, dog, like we're together for 2.5, 3 weeks at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these other countries be together for like
2 years, 3 years,
3 years, like half a decade. So like they leave the USA and go straight over there and be hooping what they hooping like they never left.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, we just had to get acclimated to each other.
Yeah,
like it was one of those things where we just had to get comfortable, like everybody establishing a role, and we got to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, that's when it was just smooth sailing. Because like at that point, when you get out there, first thing in your mind is like, I'm gonna play my game. Like that's all I know. I'm gonna get out here and do my thing. And so we had to all sacrifice to that standpoint to make it work.
When y'all finally got the goal, when y'all won the game, and now it's champagne popping time, and the stuff you see on TV, the guys get the American flag and they stand on the podium and they dip in their head to get the gold medal. Like, how was all that for you?
Because of all of the bashing and all that, and like the social media and like the platforms going at us because we lost against France, it was more so like a shut up thing for real. Like that's how we felt about the medal.
We still run this.
Yeah, we still run this because everybody's saying, oh,
the
rest of the world's catching up. The skill is this, talent is that. And then you had our own people talking about some, we don't want y'all wearing it because y'all ain't representing us how we supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So like we took this disrespect, and from that point on, like when we got the goal, it was kind of like, all right, now we back in order. Like everybody can calm down, chill out, and
order has been restored.
Yeah, like we good, we good here.
What was it feeling like just bringing it home to your mom after all the stuff, the journey y'all done been through together?
I was ready
gold
to
medals
go
home to your mom.
Home. Listen here, man. Like we was ready to go home because it was different in that Olympics because we didn't have like
the way things were.
We didn't get to see other sports. We didn't get to
move around.
We didn't get to move around. So we cooped up in the hotel. From the hotel to practice back to the games, and the games back. That's it. Like there was no like walking outside, getting fresh air. It was you go upstairs to the lounge.
Yeah.
Get you some chips, watch some TV. I don't know how many nights we played Uno and ate Shake Shack. But it was one of those things like we had to make the best out of it. But when it was over, motherfuckers was ready to go home. Like everybody missing the little stuff about life. Like, man, I miss, just being able to go lay in my bed.
Right.
Like, just get like it's just one of those things where like you start missing the little stuff in America.
I can go to the grocery store. I can go.
Man, you can walk outside.
Tell me how it felt for you to like we said, you won the gold medal. You did all that. You get to bring it home. But when you get to really get your USA Olympic banner put up in the arena, and you go up there with Tim Bug, with Zoe, with D Wade, and how did that feel? And that's not going nowhere, my boy. Like you feel me? Like how that feel? Like I know eventually you want to add the real thing up there, but just to have that this early on, like how did that feel?
Surreal, I will say, man. It's a real moment, just because, like I always say, coming from where I come from, nobody expected that. But I knew the whole time in the Olympics, like, dog, we win this. Like, I get me a banner. Like I need
this with my team.
I
seen them other ones.
Like I see them other ones.
They respect this with my team. Like we got to do this.
Yeah, we got to do this. Like respect on, like but it was one of those things I was just like, I was grateful for. It was an incredible moment just because, like, now, like, when I go in the arena, I get to look up and my name always
Yes.
going to be up there. And that's how I want it to be. And that's my goal for it.
Straight up.
So tell me this: you won the gold medal on the big boy Dream Olympic team. You know what I'm saying? You've been an all-star. You signed $163 million contract, and we sitting at a private location and a real nice, beautiful estate. Let's call it an estate or a property or something. But when I say 76 Church Lane, could you have ever even uttered a dream that you could be doing what you're doing now, coming from where you came from?
Nah,
And what does 76 Church Lane mean to you?
I couldn't because, there was no person that was like before me to look up to at that point. Like, I was doing something I didn't even realize I was doing. Like, just, paving the way for like kids in my community, in my neighborhood, and in my town to be like, nah, we can make it out. And, I'm just doing this off the strength of I just love basketball.
Right.
So getting to that point, looking at it now, I didn't think I'd be doing a lot of this I'm doing for real. But it was just looking at games on ESPN, TNT every night and being like, I want to be a part of that. Like, like that looked fun playing in Christmas games, going to the
Different
finals.
jersey.
Like that looked fun. Like I like being a part of that.
Listen.
Like that's history.
Yeah.
So being a part of it and looking at it, I was like, man, I'm grateful to be one of the ones to like really show kids like you can make it out of that, like that environment, that type of way of living. But that trailer got so much meaning to me, man. It's got so much history in it, just because it was always me and my mom. And I learned a lot by being in it. Like, I learned how to be on time. I learned how to be up early. I learned how to, eat on my own.
Right.
'Cause my mom had to go to work every day. She wasn't always there to like feed me. I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, if it was either using the microwave,
Taught you responsibility.
yeah, it taught me responsibility and just how to like live and grow as a man.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that's why it's got so much meaning. It made me.
Yeah.
That experience you just talked about, just being you and your mom and how y'all bonded. Tell me how that impacted you, and did that lead you to, establish the Bam Foundation that you founded for, for single mothers?
It did because, my mom taught me everything, like from, how to fold clothes to make sure like I'm making my bed every morning. Like it was just all those little habits that I still got to this day that she's taught me when I was younger.
Structure.
Yeah, it gave me structure. It gave me like a template to follow. And she's one of those people. Once it's set like that, she's not changing. Like she's one of those people. She's detail oriented, and she just taught me how to like just pay attention to detail, dog. Like I really appreciate my mom for it. She's my pride and joy. I always say it every time I get on the mic and somebody asks me about her. It's because she taught me how to get through the struggle and make it look easy. Like she
taught you how to be a hard worker.
Like,
she was a hard worker, so she taught you how to be a hard with no complaints.
No complaints. Like my mom didn't complain. My mom walked to work every day.
Yeah,
like,
no complaints.
No complaints. Come back home,
yeah,
hands full of groceries,
yeah,
walking up the street. So that's how I kind of like I built that drive and that competitive nature because like I didn't want my mom to be in that no more.
Who are some of the guys that you looked up to and you patting your game after and you just wanted to be like when you came up?
I grew up I grew up a Kobe fan. Like that was the first dude I seen on TV where I was like, nah, like he different. He different. And that was number 8 Kobe.
Yeah.
But from then on, it was like I watched KG, I watched Lamar Odom. That's who I really wanted to be like.
Hello.
Yeah, I wanted to be like
Boogie.
Yeah. So it was just because he was like
versatile.
Yeah, he was so versatile. And he had that that swagger to him. Like
Mhm.
when he like he had all that at like he had that at
Straight
6'8",
up.
6'9".
Low,
So
man.
so like looking at it now, I was like, dog, like I wanted to really be like Lamar Odom. You know, him, KG. I loved KG because of the passion. Like,
Mhm.
you know, the dog that he
The
had.
intensity, yeah.
That's what I liked. And so it was mainly them three.
This is a question that we all could sit here and relate to. Me and him been through it before a long time ago. Long time ago. To be kids that, you know, we didn't grow up, you know, rich or any of that and not come from a lot. To get to the point where you get that phone call, whether it was from your agent or whoever, and they say, yo, MJ wants you to be on Jordan brand. Now, I know I ain't never owned a pair of J's in my life until our AAU team got good enough to where we was getting free shoes from Nike. So, knowing how you grew up less fortunate just like us, to get that call and to know you about to be on the brand when you already previously was wearing some other stuff and you probably saw different people doing, like, what was that feeling to know you was about to be part of the family?
Being part of the family, when I was growing up, you know, Melo was a big, like, part of that. Like, you heard Jordan Brand, it was like
He was the face.
You heard Melo.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, damn, like, you know, I get the part to be a team, like, you know, Melo up there, you know. Then you got, first of all, Michael Jordan himself,
Right.
is like, yo, I want you to be a part of my team. You know, you looking from like the history and shit like that. He ain't want motherfuckers on his team.
Straight up. He know my name.
Yeah, like
Probably
he know my name.
Exclusive
Like,
club.
so like looking at it, it was like, nah, like it's something that like I do that he fuck with. Like,
Right.
I don't know if it's the dog, like I don't know if it's the points, I don't know what it is, but you know, it's something like he just fuck with. I don't know if it's competitive nature, but being one of those people that like, you know, they want you instead of like, you know, I always want Jordan, you know, I want to be a part of Jordan. And like for him to be like, nah, like we want you to be a part of Jordan. Like it was one of those things where I was like, all right, I'm doing good shit in life.
Right.
Like I'm doing some good shit in life. But incredible brand, you know, shout out MJ. But it's a great brand to be a part of from like, you know, obviously the overlooking at it, but like it's a good brand for like you yourself.
Yeah.
Like I done got so many J's.
Oh yeah, we
And,
know.
Tell me about that when you got your first special delivery. How overwhelmed were you?
How many was it? About 15,
at the abundance
12?
of boxes at the door, and then just
man.
the freshness that you getting up out the
First
box.
shoe about 15, 20.
Yeah, first shipment was like, I give it like 25. And you know, coming
First of all,
Flavors too.
yeah,
First of all,
flavors, like
Flavors.
kicking it for real. So like growing up, like my mom didn't have enough money to
Trust
like
me.
buy
Yeah.
Jordans and stuff like that. So now it's like the fact that like she can go to like a dinner and like, you know, like Jordan sweatsuit, custom Jordan ones.
Draped
on
in.
it. Like,
Draped in.
Yeah, like it's just it's one of those things I get to take care of my people or something like we've been trying to get our whole lives for real. Like me and my homeboys, I remember when we was younger, we used to try to order like Jordans out of like an East Bay book.
East Bay book.
Oh, no, the East Bay.
So being able now, like
You the plug.
yeah, new pair of Jordans come out, like all right, like, we all getting these. Like don't even worry about Christmas.
Well before the rest of the world.
Yeah, don't even worry about Christmas. We good.
Yeah.
I know what I want to go back to the All-Star game, and for you are like he said, you're a big man, but like a skilled big man. I'd say, like, how was it for you to go out and should I say, how proud was Coach Octavio of you winning the skills challenge? Because that's my guy, Coach O. When I got here, I would spend 30 to 45 minutes before
Working on your
practice
ball
even start. Just do. Now, I'm not even a ball handler. You know this.
Yeah, we know.
Bruh,
That's crazy.
see.
I'm agreeing with you.
I ain't
But you
gonna.
know how like all this on fire, you dripping sweat like you done did a real workout. So for you to go win the skills competition, how proud of everybody, you know, how proud of they were you for doing that? And how proud are you for yourself?
I mean, for me, it was personal because everybody bet that I was going
Coming last.
Yeah, like on the bettings, it was like I was last to win. So I'm looking at it like, all right, like whatever. So I go and do, they got the little, like the little maze where you go through, obstacle course, whatever it's called. And I only went through it twice. Like I got there, like I was in there for maybe like 15 minutes. I was talking to my homeboy, my manager. I went through it twice. I said, "Bro, I'm gonna win. Like this shit easy. I'm gonna win."
Yeah.
So the whole time I go through it, it just feel like I'm going through like the maze when I'm going through it in practice. So when we get to the championship, I say, "Yeah, I'm gonna win this. Like I done got loose now. Like I done got the edge off because the first one is like, man, you got the people looking at you and you out here by yourself. And the first thing everybody talk about is like the passing part. Like you gotta get it through the hole.
Yeah.
But once I went through it, I was like, man, I'm cool. Like I got this. So it was great because Coach O, everybody called me like they was proud of me, and it was one of those moments. So I was like, nah, like yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit. Talk my shit. That's how I felt. Because I was just picked last. And so I was like, man, I hope everybody who picked me to win, like I hope y'all go, Roof Chris, get you something good to eat because I'm going. I got the trophy and I'm gonna kick back and think about what I just did. So it was one of those moments I was just proud of myself and everybody else was proud of me too.
Was that one of those times like where you go back to when you grew up? Because I remember winning. You can't talk about this. I remember winning 3-point contest at All-Star Weekend, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm saying, you get that little moment on the podium. I got Cheryl Miller was the person that, so it was like you get to stand there. I felt like that was my little MJ moment when MJ won the dunk contest. Or if I watched Craig Hodges win a 3-point contest, that was my little joint right there. You know what I'm saying?
That joint.
What? They was like, I remember them. I swear I remember them asking me. They were like, yeah, they want to know, do you want to have them keep the trophy and engrave? No. This is going with me on the plane to the house, and I'll engrave what I want to engrave on it. Thank you very much. Like, I'm gonna do it. Nobody ain't getting this with me. Like, my sister, I'll look out full accountability. My sister has the trophy. It's like it's both of ours. She's keeping it at her house. You know what I'm saying?
Who are your favorite 5 players? Like your favorite 5 of the NBA history. Who are your favorite 5 that you always like to look at? Not the best 5, but just your favorite.
My favorite 5. Man, I'm gonna have to say Kobe. I'm gonna have to say MJ. I gotta put Penny Hardaway in there. Like I love watching. I love watching. Let me see. And then T-Mac.
T-Mac too, man.
T-Mac,
my guy too.
T-Mac was a motherfucker.
Get me started on the headaches he used to give us.
Mac. Yeah.
I got one left. And then KD. Man. Now, easy.
That was easy for you, but the interesting thing, the thing I find interesting, it was no centers in that whole situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is a wing player. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in camouflage. Did y'all just hear that list he gave off?
It's mine. He
like,
be
what
on
type
the
of
way.
big man give off a list like that?
Man, that's
you can throw a Timmy or KG or nothing in there. Like that man said, all
favorite 5.
killers.
Look at.
I mean,
that says a lot.
You said
like
favorite
that.
5. That's the favorite 5 I just like. Just watching it from like a skill standpoint, like
straight up. No,
hands down, like you can't do nothing with it.
I know what I want to ask you, like before we get up out of here. Mine and his. I was about to say mine, but he's yours too. Our OG, Juwan Howard. I know how he poured into you and how he was here when you first got here. Tell me about the impact. That's my man's there. Like when we was coming up, Juwan and Mike Finley, those were the pictures for perfection. Like Max dudes, cool dudes from the
Yeah, they carry
city,
themselves.
like know how to handle their business, give
their
back in the
shirts up.
community.
Uh-huh.
They present. We call them Mike Lowry. Wasn't neither one of them Marcus. They were both
Lying
Mike
and
Lowry.
was
They gonna show up in something foreign that is rare. It ain't gonna be like a regular little Rari or something. Like they was like, just tell me about how my OG got you right before he got up out of here to go get the young boys right.
I ain't gonna lie, I was sick when he left. I'm not gonna lie. That was my
He was your guy that worked you out. I remember talking to him when I was scouting. I used to talk to him to find out, like, yo, what's up? And he the one that was telling, like, yo, nah, Q. Like, he one of them.
He was one of those people on the roster that really, like, fed confidence in me during, like, games, practice. Like, you know, it was a couple of times, like, I think about shooting and not passing. And he'll pull me to the side, man, what the fuck you doing, man? we trying to get paid. Like, we trying to get paid. We trying to make history. And he was just one of those people that always just fueled that confidence into me. And off the court, go to dinner. He taking me to some random ass five star shit. Like, and I'm in there like, yo, like, because he was the first person that really got me to try sushi. Because in my mind, I was like, man, that's raw fish. I'm cool. Like I call him Coach 17. I said 17, I'm cool. Like, that's raw fish. He was like, nah, 13, you gotta try it. So he took me there. So now I eat sushi a little bit, but I make sure it's like cooked shrimp. Like, like
I'm with you.
I'm not doing. Cooked shrimp. Like, I'm not.
Oh, wait, let me get him on that sushi.
Let me get that shrimp tempura roll.
So
you that shrimp tempura roll.
Yeah, I'm there with it.
That's as far as sushi I go.
I'm not.
No yellowtail, nothing, none of that. You know what? I feel you.
So he just
tempura roll.
Man, that's it.
Straight up.
So just being able to just be with 17 for those like 2.5 years, man, it was just he's still checking in. I
already know it.
Every once in a while, man, I call him on the phone just to hear him, man. You know, he still always say, you know, I'm from Chicago, motherfucker. Don't never forget that. Like,
what'd he say?
Here you go.
What he said? Say that thing loud for the people in the back. People
we got microphones in front of them. They can hear on the microphone.
I'm from Chicago. Say that then, Nuke. You know what I'm saying?
They can hear it on the microphone.
Big OG.
That's another subject that you ain't part of this. So, since you've been in the league now, who was your favorite dunk on that you done had since you done been in the league?
I ain't never dunk on nobody, is what you saying?
You dunked on
a lot of people, a lot of times.
You dunked on a couple point guards. I'm talking about, like, you know, big men and stuff like that.
I dunked on you before.
When?
You.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the dunkers. Who
that's the true story.
Who you dunk on? Your favorite dunk on?
Favorite dunk on. I don't got a lot of bodies.
A lot of bodies laying around.
Bodies. I would say against the Spurs.
You got a lot of animosity with the Spurs, man.
Nah.
Everything about the Spurs.
It was either Spurs or Indiana. I called a pocket. It was like the Amari stat dunk. Like, you know, Steve Nash throw it in the pocket and it's 2 feet and it's liftoff. Like, it was one of those. And what was it? It was in like the third quarter. It's like a moment. It was last year. Moment shift. Go on, threw it in the pocket, and it was like, all right, it's time to take off this one time. Launch pad. And I feel like that was my favorite dunk. Because at the midst of it, I didn't know it went in until they took the ball out.
Yeah. You're not quite sure everything that happened.
You're not
going on right there. My favorite question I like to ask, since, you know what I'm saying, you got a fresh new 163. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. Like, when you got the bag, the big bag, like you got now, I don't want to hear about, you know, I know you took care of Mom Deuce. That things understood do not need to be talked about. We know Mom Deuce is great. I want to know what Bam Bam did to treat yourself one
Not the
time.
house, but
not no house. Everybody get a house
to treat
and take
yourself.
care of
Like,
house.
I'm gonna be selfish on this one.
Be selfish.
Chain, cars, whip, something. Something
Yeah.
just like it was like a toy. It's not a need. It was a want. It was
Vacation
totally
yacht.
a want. It was totally something I just wanted to do.
I just wanted to rent a yacht.
Ooh, that boy wanted a yacht.
Yeah,
A
I just wanted to be able to have the fact that like, nah, I rented me a yacht.
I'm out on this water one time.
We all gonna come kicking on the water for like 8 hours. Let's do that.
Yacht boys, man.
About to do the Jay-Z Big Pimpin' video.
Yeah, I just had to get that experience out.
Part of the
like,
yacht club now.
yeah, man. Because being in Miami, you got all this water.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah,
be part of the
baby.
yacht
I'm hearing
club.
everybody. I'm seeing everybody on their posts.
Jet
like,
skiing, all that stuff.
man, I got that 160. I said, man, we rent a boat. We rent a yacht. Like, we all gonna kick it for 8 hours.
Was that your first time on the boat?
Nah, but it was my first time on a yacht.
On the yacht too.
Yeah.
The yacht too.
Different than yacht got rooms and stuff all up there. and you
Yeah,
kick
I was
back
looking.
like a mini house on water.
Man.
Big boat. Yeah. I heard that.
Start, bench, cut.
Ruts.
You gotta start one, you gotta bench one, you gotta cut one. Duncan.
As in Timothy?
Tim Duncan, KG, Rasheed Wallace.
Ooh.
You gotta start one, you gotta bench one, you gotta cut one.
All right. So if I had to start one.
That was to buy itself a few seconds to repeat the question. You good.
So I'm gonna start Tim. I'm a bench
The
KG.
big fundamental.
I'm a bench KG, and I gotta cut She. She my man's though. She my man's
Everybody's
$100,000.
man.
That's my man, $100,000. I call him all the time. But
Hey, let me just say that I love, speaking on She, I'm sorry, I love seeing him with Memphis right now and how he be getting them boys so hyped. That is the Sheed I know. That is the Sheed I love, and I'm glad that he will never change. Never stop being Sheed. That be so hype.
That's one thing I say about She. Like, since I met him from my senior year, he's been the same.
The same dude
same.
every time you see him.
What up, young boy?
What up, young boy?
What up, young boy? How you doing? And then I'm like, what up, She? How you living, man? You know I'm out here. You know I'm giving motherfuckers this work still. I'm still doing it. And like he's just always on 10, dog. And it's just like I just appreciate him for it because he ain't never changed.
Yeah.
Like he always been the same.
You get in the league and you got to prove yourself to the, not to the coaches, but to the other players. You always want your peers. To see your peers now, some of the guys, and you see the teams change, they're like, man, they really respect you and your game and what you bring to the table for your team. Like, how is that feeling to, have some of them guys that, man, you looked up to that's the man, or, a lot of guys that you play against that's the superstars in this league, respecting your game and the way you carry yourself and do your thing?
I don't really know how I feel about that for real. I ain't really never thought about it like that.
Like older guys like us, because like we respect your game and like every time
I fuck
we
with
see,
y'all, man.
But it's a lot of guys, not only us, but it's a lot of guys that just see you and just how you carry yourself off the court, but how you play the game, how you get out there and you work hard, you do the dirty work and everything for your team, and they respect it because that's what we do it for. We get in this league. This is the biggest league possible. And one of the things that I feel like every rookie do, they want to prove to everybody in this league and everybody around the world that like, nah, I'm supposed to be here and I one of them. You know what I'm saying? So to see that for other guys to be like, man, I rock with y'all. Like to see it now with us with the podcast and other guys be like, man, back in the day I used to rock with y'all, man. Y'all love the way y'all play. And to see it now come on fold, some of the guys that you looked up to, watched, and some of the guys that play now just be like, man.
I would say one moment I had was AI. I was walking out from halftime at the All-Star game. AI pulled me aside. First of all, I'm thinking AI, I don't know who clue I am. Like I'm just one of them random. But like he, pulled me aside. Hey, young bull, like you a motherfucker. Like you a motherfucker. Like I fuck with you. Fuck with your game. Fuck with your attitude. I fuck with the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point, I was like, man, AI was a dog in this league. Like that's like the utmost respect. Like of one of the top dogs. Him, I'll say him, Shaq, y'all, and who else can I throw in there, man? I gotta throw in Juwan just because
OG.
that's the OG.
Yeah, this is a big fraternity, man. And when you see guys like you, man, and that's representing this thing we call basketball, man, and doing it the right way, man, the sky's the limit for you, man. We just excited to see you do your thing and
Appreciate it.
continue to do it, because man, a lot of guys come from where we from don't get this opportunity to make this type of money, get these type of accolades, and be legends for the rest of their life, no matter if it's a small town or just one city. For somebody to be like, nah, that boy was a legend. I used to go to his games back in the day. That's big.
Man,
but
I
man,
think
we
that
really
shit
do
cool.
appreciate you and appreciate what you bring to the game, man. It's all love over here.
Man,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, man.
Yeah, man. We like you say, we appreciate you, man. I appreciate watching from afar. You seem to be doing everything the right way, man. I like how you giving back to the community. You took time for us today to chill with us, and you about to go give to the community today. You doing a toy drive, right?
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
seen you at Thanksgiving giving out meals and turkeys to the community. So, man, huge salute to you. We got to understand where you come from and how you came up. So I know why you give back, because you know what it feel like to be like that. But we appreciate, all the players and all the guys like you doing stuff like that. You set the example, and it shows that, UD, Juwan, and them boys brought the boy up well, man. He out here doing it big in the Miami community. And, we appreciate you having us out here to the Palatial Estates in a private location in Miami. You know what I'm saying? We pulled up on the young boy. This was dope. We appreciate you having us, man, coming through with us.
Appreciate y'all, man. Sure.
That's a wrap, man. Knuckleheads.